So Noortje, you gave a wonderful keynote talk just a few minutes ago, and I wanted to ask for our audience at home if you could, well, you used one theme that actually had kind of a dual meaning, learning to get along. And in one sense, it's the driverless car test that you need to learn to get along, but then also the other meaning of this theme is between sociologists and engineers. So I thought you could maybe talk a little bit about both of those meanings a bit.
Yeah. So driverless cars have been tested on the roads in Britain, but also in other countries, here in the Netherlands, in the US, in Peru, in India, many different countries. And the testing of intelligent cars in social spaces like the road or a public square is presented by engineers and also through like the publicity initiatives surrounding these tests as a moment where cars become social. So intelligent cars, as compared with non-intelligent cars, are machines that need to know how to interact, how to negotiate, spontaneity, stuff happening unexpectedly. So there is a sense that a lot of the things that sociologists used to be concerned with, where they would say, well, society is too complex to capture in an algorithm, or society is too complex to just describe it as a technical system, that the engineers seem to be on the case, that it seems that they're getting it. So that's the positive part of this story, because when you look deeper into how in driverless street testing this notion of social ability gets defined or formatted, you see that it's actually quite different from how sociologists understand it. Because for sociologists, but also for philosophers and also for gender theorists, to get along requires an appreciation of difference. So somehow the participants in a situation need to realize that the other participants have a radically different understanding of the world, that they have a different, that they may even inhabit a different world. Now, paradoxically, like you would think, intelligent machine meeting a road user on the street, that it would be apparent in that situations that these two actors aren't the same. But if you look at how engineers approach that encounter, I don't think there is enough appreciation of diversity and difference in understanding. So that's what I think that we really need to, repeat and emphasize. That diversity is, dealing with diversity is a key aspect of being a social agent.
Thanks.
Just one question more.
Okay, perfect. I was going to ask you a little bit about the paradoxical nature of the social deficit that the driverless tests seem to, on one hand, look at the social, but on the other, reiterate this difference. But due to lack of time, I would like to ask if you could think about this in any other context in technology at this time.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because one of the reasons I'm very interested in technology testing in the street is that the street is a different environment from, say, the home, or say the factory, or even the office. Because like smart systems and smart technology development has been going on for many decades, possibly centuries. A friend of mine, Manu Lux, makes films which show the fantasies around intelligent technology in the early 20th century, where you get a smart home. But a smart street is fundamentally different insofar as the street is the space where we enter a public realm. the street has also in sort of the imagination or the visions of the street is the space where you meet the other, where you meet the strangers that you live with in society, even though you don't share your home with them or you don't work together with them. And so that quality of the street as a public space in that cultural sense is both really challenging in that the kind of control that is required to test new technology that risks to erase precisely what makes the street a public space, right? A lot of the sort of public key elements get written out of the street when it is turned into a test site, like, for instance, unannounced strangers suddenly barging through the staged setting of the test. So on the one hand, it is a potentially also it is a threat to the street, technology testing. But I still think there are sufficient grounds to also flip that around and to consider that technology testing here does negotiate public and may also be compelled to respond to those requirements of a public space on technology.
Well, thanks for your talk again. It was really interesting, and have a wonderful rest of the OAP conference.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.